Hey, so another question from I was talking to a client, and basically the issue we were running into. See, this is the thing is, like, I even hesitate to say issues because everything is okay. There's nothing that's good or bad, and there's a lot of spiritual leanings and philosophical leanings in everything in the way that I go about things. And when there's so many examples, and when it comes to getting super lean and getting strong and healthy, an example is somebody's, oh, my knee hurts, oh my God, my knee hurts. What should I do? I can't squat, I can't do this. In their mind, this knee quote unquote problem is bad, and they freak out about it. And this is what everybody does. I used to do this myself. I used to be obsessed when I would get some type of unpleasant feeling, whether it was an injury, something tweaked, whatever it was. I would act like that, and because it's like so devastating to people. Like they think something is wrong, something is broken, and they just can't stand it. I can't stand this feeling. What if I never squat again, right? What if I never work out again? What if I get fat? You're trying to control things, and you're putting a story on it that this is a bad situation. In hindsight, one of my favorite people and a great teacher to me, Nick Peterson, he always talks about the science of hindsight. Also, Dr. Trevor Cashy, who I've learned so much from as well, talks about the science of hindsight, and hindsight is 20/20. And when we look back at information, events, things make so much more sense if we look at it objectively, right, without adding the story part. All of my greatest breakthroughs physically and health-wise have come because of injuries. One of my favorite lines, it's also a book by Dr. Stuart McGill called The Gift of Injury, is like, injuries have been my greatest teacher. Because I chose to listen to them. A lot of people, they get an injury and they either quit, they fight it, and they force through it. Neither of those options is very good. Like, it doesn't feel good. That's what I mean. It's not to your benefit. But I learned many things from all of my injuries. I learned how to be better in my form, my technique. I learned how to pay attention to those things. I learned how the body moves and how it works. And that was a choice for me. Like, I could do that. Or, like, what I did, like, I had so many injuries when I was younger, and for a long time, I didn't listen, and instead, I was just upset. I was pissed off. And honestly, like, it put me into a depression because movement and physicality was such a big part of my identity, right? And if I can't do that, who am I? Versus, these things have all been great teachers for me. My whole career has been because I got injured, right? That's literally what created my base of knowledge, is all my injuries, because it sent me to look for answers. Bringing it back, there's the typical response to something that happens, which is freaking out and trying to control stuff. And you only freak out because you're trying to control something. When you can accept that everything that happens is for your benefit, and there's something to learn in everything, and that something is going to become more clear afterwards, things begin to change, and you begin to change how you react. So the topic at hand, and by the way, other things along that lines are like, oh my God, I didn't hit my protein, or I couldn't hit enough protein. I don't know how to hit protein. All kinds of things. I ate too much food. I ate too many calories. I didn't eat enough calories. Blah, 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 blah. And by the way, you can apply this to anything. I had a client whose car broke down who said, she typically in the past would have freaked out and panicked and been like, what the hell? Like, what am I going to do? Oh, my God. Instead, she kind of laughed and was like, oh, who can help me? And it happened to be close to the gym. So I went over and she's like, can you show me how to jump the car? And I showed her how to do it, and it was very simple, and she now knows. And she's like, oh, I'm actually glad that this happened, because I'm driving to LA, and now, it's good that this happened, because I can fix it before I drive. And now I'm aware of something, and it was for my benefit, because I wouldn't want that to happen on the way down there, right? There's no scenario or situation where you can't come up with a pleasant outcome or find a solution. There's no problem that can't be solved. Maybe you don't know the right information, maybe you don't have the right resource, but if you're open to it, there's adjustments and corrections to make on everything. That's it. And that's actually what you want. And one of the ways that I judge the day is not, did I follow the plan perfectly? Again, another thing I learned from Nick Peterson, I don't judge it by, did I hit the plan perfectly? I judge it, how well did I adapt to the day? How well did I adjust and course correct to everything that happened today? Because yes, my car is going to, the battery's not going to work. Something else might happen. I might get called in for a bunch of things that I didn't know I was going to need to do. There are a million things could happen. I could drop my food that I made at home that was all measured out in the dirt. So what? Do I freak out, or do I adjust and course correct? Or in the case of this client call, said, I'm having trouble because at night I don't have enough. I'm not hitting my protein at night because I don't know what to do. And, sometimes I don't have enough time during the day, and then I get home and then I still have 100 grams of protein to eat. And then it's like late and I'm like, and you just call it a day and throw in the towel. Well, one of the things that I like to think about is preparation prevents problems, the 3 Ps. And so I gave him some of the things that I do. 1, the strong shake, okay? This is the milkshake or the protein shake that I drink, that I make, that is super fast, super easy, and it gives me anywhere from 50 to 60 to 70 grams of protein if I need it. It's like a 16-ounce cup. Less than that, I think 12 ounces. And it's delicious. It's peanut butter chocolate. It has like 60 grams of protein, almost no fat, like a few grams of fat, and I think, I want to say like 20 carbs, maybe. I think maybe less than that. And so having that protein powder in at home, having the peanut butter powder that I use in there at home, having 2 big jars of it, 2 giant jars of protein. Optimum Nutrition is the one I use. And I use PB2 for the protein. Having Hershey's 0-calorie or sugar-free chocolate syrup. All of a sudden, I got a delicious 60-gram protein shake, and boom, I'm right there. Right? So even if that happens, I have an option that I can course correct with that will still let me be on target. I have about 20 cans of tuna at home because 1 can of tuna is about 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, no carbs. I've been making these tuna crab cake things at home, which take about 5-10 minutes in the air fryer, and they're delicious. 30 grams of protein, and that's super fast, super easy. So at any given time, if I'm behind on protein, I just do those things and boom, I'm back in action. Right? So preparation prevents problems and course correcting. When something is happening, don't measure yourself on, did I follow the plan perfectly? And if I didn't, then I'm a screw up and I should just be pissed and angry and be upset. Instead, judge it by how well do I respond and course correct and adjust and adapt. Because that's what builds. I made a post on Instagram about pliability and how palm trees are so pliable, and that's why they're able to withstand hurricane force winds, because they bend and flex and adjust with the wind. That's what we want to do. Anyways, so hopefully that was helpful. If there was any insights in there that resonated with you or made a lot of sense, or you had any key takeaways, tag me with whatever your takeaway was on Instagram, Ranbir.Sanghera. If this is helpful, share it, like it, review it, comment. If it's not, don't. Who cares? But yeah, I'll be back probably tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think I'll probably have a Punjabi podcast. I haven't done one of those in a while, and I feel like our Punjabi people are severely lacking in their knowledge on health and just the body in general. And a lot of our our younger populations aren't much better off. They're like, some of them go in the other extreme where they're doing things like absurd things and they think they're being healthy, and it's just like, you're completely missing the point here. And then obviously the older generations just have no clue. They're just doing all kinds of random stuff and then taking pills and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, so I think maybe tomorrow will be a Punjabi podcast. So if you have Punjabi friends, let them know. Happens to be a language that I speak. But we'll call it a night. 13 minutes, not bad. I'll see you later.